Ever feel like the entire world is at a party you were never invited to? Chosen ones. Have you ever stopped and asked yourself, why am I always the outsider? Why do I walk alone, love alone, and heal in silence? Well, let me tell you something that might just blow your mind. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Arya. Arya wasn't ordinary. From the moment she was born, everything about her spirit screamed different. She was intuitive, deep, and could sense people's intentions before they even opened their mouths. But as she grew older, the more isolated she became. Friendships faded. Relationships ended before they began. And no matter how brightly she shined, it felt like the world dimmed her light on purpose. What she didn't realize was that she was walking a sacred path, a chosen path, and chosen ones, just like Arya. Many of you have been asking, why am I always alone? Is something wrong with me? But hear this clearly. The path of the awakened is not walked by the crowd, but by the called. Yes, it's true. Chosen ones often find themselves alone, not because they're unworthy of love or friendship, but because their spirit is set apart for something much greater. You're not here for popularity contests. You're here to fulfill a divine assignment. So, in this video, we're diving deep into 7 powerful spiritual truths that explain why chosen ones often have no friends, no romantic relationships, and walk through life like lone warriors. This isn't just about being lonely. It's about understanding the divine orchestration behind your solitude. You'll laugh, you'll probably nod your head too hard, and you might even tear up. But by the end of this video, you'll finally understand why God set you apart, and why that is your greatest blessing. So buckle up, chosen one. This message is for your soul. Stay with me until the end, because this could be the breakthrough you've been silently praying for. Let's awaken together. Let's walk boldly in the truth. Let's begin. Point 1. You're not isolated, you're sanctified. Chosen ones often wrestle with a painful question. Why am I always alone? It feels like a punishment at first. Friends vanish, invitations stop coming, and the phone goes eerily silent. But in the spiritual realm, solitude is never a curse. It's a divine operation. What feels like rejection is actually redirection. God isn't trying to hurt you. He's pulling you away from distractions, detoxing your spirit, and setting the stage for your elevation. He knows your assignment is too sacred, too precise to be tangled up in noise that doesn't align with your purpose. You see, solitude isn't isolation, it's purification. Science even backs this up. Studies show that spending intentional time alone enhances clarity, creativity, and emotional regulation. But this spiritual solitude, it's a deeper kind of cleansing. It's where your discernment sharpens, your intuition strengthens, and your spirit becomes attuned to higher frequencies. You begin to hear God more clearly, not because He's louder, but because the world is quieter. That's when you realize you weren't alone. You were being spoken to. The friendships you lost? They weren't losses at all. They were divine removals. God heard conversations you didn't. He saw the jealousy behind the praise, the envy behind the smiles, the sabotage behind the support. So He intervened. People who were never meant to journey with you couldn't stay. And that's not abandonment, that's protection. When God sets you apart, it's because your calling is set apart. You weren't meant to blend in. You were meant to stand out. And here's the twist. While everyone else is scrolling through social media for validation or chasing empty applause, you're sipping coffee with the Holy Spirit. You're growing in silence, glowing in secret. You've traded crowded rooms for divine revelations, fake friendships for angelic assignments. That's the real glow-up, not the flashy car, the perfect selfie, or the high follower count. The glow-up is peace that confuses people. It's joy that's not tied to circumstance. It's walking into a room and shifting the atmosphere without saying a word. So no, chosen one, your solitude isn't punishment, it's preparation. And when God is done refining you in the quiet, He'll reveal you in a way that makes even your silence speak volumes. Let them wonder where you went. You were just getting upgraded. Point 2. Your energy exposes others. Let's be real, some people just can't handle your presence. They fidget, avoid eye contact, or throw shade your way for no apparent reason. They may not even understand their discomfort, but deep down it's spiritual. Your very existence, your energy, your truth, it all acts like a spotlight in a dark room. And guess what? Darkness doesn't like being exposed. The moment a chosen one enters a space, the energy shifts, not because you're loud or confrontational, but because your spirit carries clarity, purity, and divine alignment. That kind of light is blinding to those who live in shadows. Science even backs it up. According to psychologists, people often experience cognitive dissonance when they're around someone whose values challenge their own behavior. It's that itchy, unsettling feeling liars get around truth-tellers. Your vibe alone makes some folks squirm because it mirrors back the parts of themselves they'd rather keep hidden. You're not attacking them, but your authenticity feels like a threat to their masks. That's why you're misunderstood, talked about behind your back, or suddenly iced out with no explanation. Don't take it personally. It's never really you they dislike. It's the mirror you unknowingly hold up. Ever noticed how fake friends fade and romantic interests disappear just when things seem to get real? That's not rejection. That's divine redirection. When someone ghosts you, they're not walking away from value. They're fleeing from accountability. Your soul triggers a truth alarm they're not ready to face. Maybe they were pretending to be someone they're not, or maybe your growth reminded them of their stagnation. Either way, you didn't lose them. They lost access to someone sacred. There's a reason spiritual people say rejection is God's protection. As a chosen one, your path is too important to be cluttered with confusion, betrayal, or energy vampires. You're here to awaken, to lead, to elevate, and sometimes that means walking alone. But know this, your light isn't meant to dim just because it makes others uncomfortable. Keep shining, because the same presence that makes the fake ones scatter will attract the right ones who are ready to rise with you. Stay grounded, stay glowing, and trust that what's falling away is making room for what's divinely meant. Point 3. You're built different, literally. Have you ever tried to explain your thoughts to someone and they stared at you like you just landed from Jupiter? Like you're speaking in a language made of stars and sacred codes? That's because you are wired differently, on a frequency most people haven't even tuned into. While the world's caught up in TikTok trends, gossip, and who's wearing what, you are sitting there picking up vibrations, decoding synchronicities, and sensing energy shifts before they even manifest. You're not imagining it. You're just tapped into something deeper, something real. Chosen ones don't do shallow. You crave depth like the ocean craves the moon. While others are satisfied with surface-level chatter and quick dopamine hits, you're longing for meaningful conversations, spiritual connections, and soul-level encounters. You want to talk about purpose, divine timing, ancestral wisdom, and the unspoken language of the universe, not what someone had for brunch or the latest celebrity scandal. This isn't about being snobbish or too deep. It's about alignment. Your soul is designed for higher frequencies, so naturally superficial environments feel draining, even suffocating. That's why finding your tribe feels like looking for a needle in a haystack in the middle of Mercury retrograde. It's not that your people don't exist, it's that they're rare, and rare things are never rushed. God is filtering out the noise for you. He's not going to send you people who just look good on paper. He's sending those who resonate with your spirit, who see you beyond the surface, who speak the same spiritual language without you having to explain your soul every 5 seconds. And let's be real. It takes time to assemble divine connections. Your tribe isn't built in a day. It's curated through spiritual growth, self-discovery, and divine timing. But when they show up, it feels like coming home. Suddenly you're surrounded by people who get you, not because you explained yourself perfectly, but because they recognize your light, because they carry light too. So if you feel misunderstood right now, don't shrink, don't settle, don't force connections that drain you. Stay rooted in your truth, stay aligned with your purpose, and trust that your spiritual crew is on the way. God's just making sure the frequency is crystal clear before they arrive. Point 4. You attract projects, not partners. Let's keep it 100, really, truly, unapologetically honest. Many of the people drawn to your energy, your kindness, and your brilliance aren't coming into your life to grow alongside you. No, some are simply drawn to your light because they've lost touch with their own. You're a natural healer, someone who sees wounds in others and instinctively wants to help. Your spirit whispers, "They're hurting. Maybe I can fix them." But here's the uncomfortable truth. Not everyone wants to be fixed. Some people are addicted to dysfunction. Healing requires accountability, effort, and change, and that terrifies them. So what happens? They find you, bright, open-hearted, full of grace, and they see an opportunity, not a partnership. They don't want to rise with you. They want to lean on you, drain you, and bask in your energy without doing the inner work. It's like they've mistaken you for an emotional rehab center. But newsflash, you're not a rehab, you're a temple. Sacred, valuable, not a project site. You weren't put here to carry broken souls who have no intention of standing on their own. In fact, psychology backs this up. The concept of emotional vampires, people who feed off the empathy and energy of others, is very real. Dr. Judith Orloff, a psychiatrist and expert on emotional intelligence, says that these individuals often target highly empathetic people because they know they'll always offer help without boundaries. And that's the trap. But here's where the power shift happens. When you finally understand your worth, you stop handing out your light like free samples. You realize your peace is sacred. You understand that solitude isn't punishment, it's divine preservation. Sometimes being alone isn't loneliness, it's spiritual security. It's God saying, not everyone is worthy of access to you right now. So if you found yourself in a season of solitude, don't rush to fill it, embrace it. In that quiet, your clarity sharpens, your spirit strengthens, your standards rise. You are not here to save people who won't save themselves. You're here to shine, to grow, and to protect the powerful light within you. Some will grow with you, and others, let them fade in the distance. The real ones don't drain your energy, they help it expand. Point 5. Your destiny can't afford distractions. Relationships, while often comforting and beautiful on the surface, are far more than casual connections. They're spiritual contracts, energetically binding pacts that can either push you toward your divine calling or pull you away from it. Many people see relationships only in terms of companionship, romance, or loyalty. But beneath the surface, there's a deeper realm at play. Every soul you tie yourself to influences your direction, your vibration, and your purpose. And not every contract is meant to last. Some friendships, though fun and familiar, are distractions wrapped in good intentions. They smile in your face but drain your focus, your energy, and your time, slowing down your spiritual acceleration without you even realizing it. Then, there are relationships that feel like love but carry the sting of sabotage. These are the ones sent not by God, but as divine tests, relationships that come with silent assassins of purpose. They may not attack you directly, but they assassinate your potential slowly. Maybe they mock your dreams, belittle your growth, or tempt you back into cycles you fought so hard to break. These are soul contracts with expiration dates, and when you don't discern and release them, they become weights on your wings. Chosen ones, this is why your journey often feels lonely. Your path is narrow. Not because you're unworthy of love, but because your calling is specific. Divine assignments require isolation, refinement, and clarity. Like a soldier in training, you don't bring distractions into boot camp. You don't pause for movie dates when you're called to purpose. You're in spiritual conditioning, and your alignment must be razor sharp. God doesn't want a Netflix and chill companion by your side who can't see your crown or hear your mission. He's not about to let your future be sacrificed for temporary company. When the time is right, God will align you with someone whose spirit matches your assignment. Someone who sees your calling, guards your oil, and walks beside you, not in front or behind, but in divine rhythm. Until then, protect your energy. Keep your oil sacred. You weren't made to fit in every room, hold every hand, or answer every call. You were made to fulfill a destiny. And sometimes that requires walking alone until heaven sends your equal. Point 6. You feel too deeply for casual connections. In a world that glorifies surface-level connections and instant gratification, you, chosen one, are built entirely different. You don't do lukewarm. You don't dip your toe into the pool of emotion. You dive in, head first, heart open. When you love, it's fierce, it's full, it's forever. There's no halfway with you. And while that kind of passion should be celebrated, in today's swipe-left double-tap culture, it often leaves people confused or, frankly, intimidated. Because your emotional depth isn't just uncommon, it's almost extinct. While others are busy mastering the art of small talk and perfecting the filters on their photos, you're out here reading energy. You don't just hear what people say, you feel what they don't. Science even backs this up. Studies have shown that individuals with high emotional intelligence, EQ, possess an uncanny ability to sense micro-expressions and subtle shifts in behavior. You can see the storm behind someone's forced smile, you can pick up on tension in a room before a word is spoken, and you can sense betrayal brewing long before it knocks on your door. It's not paranoia, it's perception, it's discernment, it's your gift and your burden. That's why you often pull away without warning. Not because you're dramatic or cold, but because your spirit knows when something isn't right. It's a soul-level radar. Most people never even realize what happened until you're already gone, quietly reclaiming your peace. And let's be honest, peace isn't just a luxury for you. It's sacred. It's survival. See, chosen ones love in ways most can't even comprehend. You love with the intention to heal, not harm, to build, not break. But the world isn't always ready for that kind of power. So you've learned to stop waiting for someone to match your intensity. Instead, you've found solace in solitude. It's where your spirit breathes. It's where your gifts recharge. Until someone shows up who sees your soul. Not just your smile, not just your body, not just the version of you that's easy to understand, but the whole divine, discerning, deep-feeling you. Solitude remains your sanctuary. And honestly, there's nothing lonely about being whole. Point 7. You're alone now, so you can lead later. The chosen ones are not forgotten. They are being forged. What may feel like isolation is actually divine preparation. You're not being punished, you're being prepared. Right now, you're in what can only be described as spiritual boot camp. It's the sacred space where God strips away distractions, false relationships, and external validations to shape something powerful within you. You're not just alone, you're being refined in the quiet. Like a soldier trained in the dark before stepping onto the battlefield, this season is shaping your endurance, sharpening your discernment, and toughening your spiritual armor. Science has even caught on. Studies in psychology show that periods of solitude, when intentional, can enhance emotional regulation, improve self-awareness, and boost creativity. Spiritually, these moments mirror what many prophets, sages, and spiritual leaders experienced before stepping into their calling. Moses had the desert, David had the cave, Jesus had the wilderness. You, chosen one, have your season of holy stillness. And make no mistake, it's not a pause, it's a process. You may cry through it. You may question why everyone walked away, why doors slammed, why you can hear your own heartbeat louder than the applause of any crowd. But in this silence, God is whispering direction. When no one else is speaking, it's so that you can finally hear him. Because the next season, it's not for the faint-hearted, it's for the healed, the humble, and the spiritually anchored. Leadership is coming, influence is on the horizon. Impact will no longer be just a hope, but a reality. But here's the truth, only those who have thrived in silence can be trusted with a microphone. Because the platform isn't just about speaking, it's about carrying wisdom. And wisdom is born in silence, not in noise. So don't curse your isolation. Don't try to escape it prematurely. Grow in it. Wrestle with it. Cry through it if you must, but don't abandon it. This isn't a detour. It's divine design. One day, when you're standing in your purpose, influencing lives, changing hearts, and breaking generational chains, you'll look back at this season and whisper, "Now I understand." This loneliness isn't punishment, it's preparation. And it's working for your good. You're not unlovable, antisocial, or broken. You're just chosen. And chosen vessels often carry the heaviest anointing. So, chosen one, the next time you feel like you're the only one on your journey, remember, eagles don't fly in flocks, they soar alone. Stay awake, stay aligned, stay anointed. Until next time, keep shining your divine light.